Here we go. Okay, this is the second time that I'm recording this video. The first time I did it with my camera, but apparently my camera doesn't want to record sound. I'm determined to make this video today, so phone it is. We have to adapt, guys. We have to adapt. So this is my first video. I want to start talking about books, so this is what I'm going to do today. I wanted to make a quick, easy video talking about some books, doing something fun. So we are going to do today the mid-year book freakout tag for 2024. I know it's almost the end of August, but here we go. Better late than never. So let's jump into it. First prompt is best book you read so far in 2024. Okay, so I have a few books that I really loved this year, but I think my favorite would be I'm Glad My Mom Died from Jeanette McCarthy. I hope I can put here kind of a screenshot or something. I'm not sure if I will be able to do it, but yeah, so this is a memoir from like a celebrity. She was like a child artist. She was an actress. She is an actress from Nickelodeon, so she was in iCarly and some other shows. So this memoir is about her experience in the TV, also the relationship with her mom, with an abusive mom, how she developed like all the eating issues that she had, and all about that. So it's a devastating book, also with kind of a dark humor, which I was very surprised about, but I really loved it. It was amazing. I really like memoirs. I love reading about experiences from other people. So yeah, this was a 5-star for me. So second is best sequel you read so far in 2024. So I'm not like a person that reads a lot of series. Usually I prefer standalones, but it's true that this year I have started a few. So I read Fort Wayne and also Iron Flame. I started the Bridget Jones Diary and I read the first one. Also, I started Reina Roja or Red Queen, that is like a very famous thriller series in Spain. I also started A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I finished this morning. But if I had to choose like my favorite sequel or the series that I'm enjoying the most, I have to say Tales from the Cafe. So this is from the series Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is the second book, and I really loved it. It's about a cafe in Tokyo that once you can visit and travel to the past, so you can talk with people from your past that you have unfinished business with. So it's a very emotional book. It makes you reflect a lot about your life, your experiences, and what's important to us. So I really loved it. I have here the third and the fourth book waiting for me. I still haven't read those, but yeah, definitely going to do it this year. A new release you haven't read yet but want to. So I think I will choose the new book from Elif Shafak, which is, the name is There Are Rivers in the Sky. So I love this Turkish author. I have read 2 books from her. So I read The Bastard of Istanbul and My Last 10 Minutes and 45 Seconds in This World, or something like that. So I read those and loved them. So I'm very excited about this. And in fact, I'm going to see her next week. She's coming to London to do like kind of a talk and talk about her last book. So I'll be there. And yeah, it would be great to read her book after that. I'm sure I'm going to love it as well. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I'm not very like aware of new releases. I'm not very into that. I prefer like to check already what's out, but I'm not like expecting the new releases. But I have to say one that I'm very excited about is it's Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I mean, I love Sally Rooney. I have read 3 books from her already, and yeah, it's I'm very excited about this new one, and I hope I enjoy it. The biggest disappointed. So now that we're talking about Sally Rooney, I have to say that my biggest disappointing of the year was Beautiful World, Where Are You? By her. So I read it earlier this year, and well, I was disappointed because I was expecting a lot from her and from her books. After reading Normal People and Conversations with Friends, I kind of have the standards a bit high for her. So yeah, I didn't enjoy this book at all. I thought that the characters were very like one-dimensional, that the plot, well, there wasn't any plot. So yeah, it wasn't my favorite. So yeah, I would say that's my biggest disappointment of the year. Biggest surprise. Well, I think I'm going to say my biggest surprise was It End With Us by Colin Hoover. So I know there is like a lot of controversy going on with the books and now the movie that came out. So it was my first time reading the book. I read it this month because I wanted to read the book before watching the movie. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I'm planning to do it. And I would say, well, I thought I wasn't going to enjoy it at all. It's not my my favorite genre, the romances. I don't read a lot of romances, so I thought that I wasn't going to enjoy it, but I did. It was, yeah, it was much better than I was expecting. But I would say that my biggest surprise was at the end. So I don't want to make any spoilers, but let's say that the end I totally disagree with. And yeah, the resolution that they came at the end, I totally against that. So yeah, that was my biggest surprise, and unfortunately not a good one. Favorite new author. Okay, so I think I'm going to say Genki Kawamura. So I read this book last month. It's called If Cats Disappear from the World. You can see that I really enjoy it. I mark it a lot. And this book is about a Japanese guy that he discovers that he's going to die real soon, and the devil appears to him and tells him that he can live one more day if he's willing to give up something in the world and make it disappear. So it's a really good book. The premise was amazing. I mean, it just how the book starts, like the first sentences. I think from the first page I was captivated. If cats disappear from the world, how would the world change, and how would my life change? And if I disappear from the world, well, I suppose nothing would change at all. Things would probably just go on, day after day, same as usual. So yeah, I really like this book. It makes you think a lot about your own life, your own experience, on what are you willing to give up in order to keep living, and also the way you are living your life, if it's like really worth it and you are making like the most out of it. So yeah, it was a really good book. Newest fictional crush. So I think I'm going to choose one character from the Ministry of Time. I finished reading this month. This book is about time travel. So yeah, there is this Ministry of Time that recruits people from the past. So that can be from the 19th century, the 17th century, and brings them to the present to understand if this is something that is possible, if they can adapt to the modern ways and also to the new illnesses that we have, and if he can learn our new ways. So there is this guy in the book called Graham. He comes from the 1847, so from the 19th century, and he's a sailor. And I mean, it's very good fun discovering how he's trying to make his way in this world, discovering things like Spotify or dating, things like that. Is very fun. I really enjoy this book, and yeah, I would say that him is my new crush. Next prompt is newest favorite character. So yeah, this one I have it clear. I mentioned before that I just finished reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So Pepper is the main protagonist there. She's like a high school student that is investigating a crime in her hometown, that she's convinced it didn't, like they framed the wrong person, and the wrong person was guilty. So she has to do like an investigation and following all the leads and everything. And I just find it super entertaining, and I was imagining myself like with her age doing that and being this detective. And yeah, I loved it. So I would say she's my favorite character now. Book that made you cry. So I think none of the books that I read this year made me cry, but if there are any that is close to make me cry, it has been, yeah, from this series, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. The book is very, very emotional. They have very good stories that touch your heart. So yeah, if I didn't cry, I was very close with these books. And book that made you happy. I think, well, if I have to choose one, I would choose Bridget Jones' Diary. It was my first time reading that and also watching the movie after I read the book. So it was a really cool experience. I had a lot of fun reading it. I think some of the jokes were a bit updated, and yeah, the book was a bit updated, like her so obsessed with her weight and things like that. I think, yeah, it didn't pass the time. The time wasn't good for these books, let's say, but it was really good fun. It really made me happy. Most beautiful book you bought so far this year. Okay, I think I'm going to choose The Virgin Suicides. So I bought this the other day with this beautiful cover. I loved it. And yeah, this is a book that I haven't read yet. I have it pending. So it's like a modern classic. It's from the 1993. And I have read very good things about this book. So I'm very excited to give it a try. And the last prompt is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So many, I would say, but one of them that I want to read. So I read my first Gabriel Garcia Marquez this year. I read Until August. That is his unfinished novel that is like 6 chapters, and I hated it, mostly because it's unfinished, and I didn't agree that with her, like, with the family publishing that. But well, that's another topic for another day. So I think I would like to read Cien Años de Soledad, so 100 years of solitude in English. I have this edition that is illustrated, and yeah, I think this is like the best book from Gabriel Garcia Marquez from what I read, and I have it for years, and yeah, I think it's time to read it, to redeem myself and make peace with the author. Another book that I have pending is Doppelganger from Naomi Klein. So I haven't read any books from her yet, but she won the Woman's Prize for Nonfiction this year. That it was like the first year that they were doing this prize. So yeah, I thought like, okay, if I start this year, I can read every year the winner and be like on top of the readings for this prize. So yeah, that's another book that I'm very excited to read. I mentioned some of them in the video already that I also want to read, and another one that well, maybe excited is not the right word, but I've seen it everywhere for so many years, and that's A Little Life. So yeah, I have seen like this is like the saddest book ever, that most people are like sobbing, crying so much reading this book, and I'm just curious to see if I will be the same, if I will like handle it well. So yeah, I have it on my Kindle, so I would like to read it this year, but yeah, let's see. I think you have to be like in the right state of mind for reading that. So yeah, let's see how it goes. From today. So this was the first video. I hope you enjoyed. Probably next one would be with a much better quality because it would be with my camera. I already ordered like a microphone to make the experience at the sound a bit better. But yeah, I just wanted to get this video done because if I keep like making excuses, I'm not going to do it ever. So yeah, that was it. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.